And turning now to health care and Hillary Clinton. Over the years, voters have heard a lot about this issue from the former First Lady, now Senator Clinton. And on Thursday, our medical editor, Dr. Tim Johnson, had a chance to sit down with her to talk about health care.
We've had an unbroken string of male presidents. Do you think being a female president would make any difference in leading the health care reform debate?
Well, I hope to find out. You know, I'm very excited at the prospect of being the first woman president, but I'm not running because I'm a woman.
I know that.
I'm running because I think I'm the best qualified and experienced person to do this.
Let's talk about one issue very much on the country's mind this month, breast cancer.
Right. As
you know, the rates for mammography are dropping. The number of radiologists going into mammography is dropping. The number of places that do mammography is dropping. How can we change that short of an edict?
Well, Tim, I'm deeply concerned about this, and I've of course been following Robin's experience, and I wish her well. She's been absolutely magnificent in how she's communicated all of this. But we need to look hard, because actually there's increasing evidence that mammography works. People can get their breast cancer diagnosed early, which is a big help in terms of treating it and surviving it. And I think we've got to have an outreach again. We need more public health outreach.
Let's turn to general health care for a minute. You have talked eloquently about the need for an electronic record-keeping system that will help bring some systematic ideas to the health care system that we don't have now. I remember sitting in Senator Frist's office a couple of years ago when you and Newt Gingrich were also there, and everybody was so excited that this was going to happen right around the corner. Still hasn't happened.
I know.
If you can't get that everybody agrees on to happen, how are we going to make all the other changes in healthcare that are so controversial?
Well, Tim, I remember that dinner we had in Senator Frist's office, and it was a meeting of some strange bedfellows,
yes.
But we were all, from our different experiences, committed to the electronic medical record. We were able to get that legislation passed in the Senate, and it died in the House. It died in part because after evidencing some interest in it, the White House retreated. It wasn't a priority. And in the absence of presidential leadership to break log jams and try to convince people to do something which, you know, is not on the headlines but is a long-term investment, that was a problem. It would have cost some money for us to get this architecture set up, and the Bush administration didn't want to spend the money because by then the Iraq War was taking off and the costs were escalating. We have gone back. We have a bipartisan piece of legislation in the Senate again. We're going to push it again.
You have said that providing health insurance for everyone is a moral issue. Do you think the Republicans who are against it are immoral?
No, I think, though, that they are not looking at the facts because they, first of all, don't see apparently what I see, which is that we have a lot of hardworking Americans who just can't afford it. That's what this children's health insurance program fight has all been about. You know, some Republicans say, well, you know, you're making $48,000, $50,000 a year, you don't have insurance even though you work full-time, your child gets in a car accident, sell your house. You know, that's just a different approach. I don't think in America you should have to sell your house to get your child health insurance when you're a working person. So it's a difference in how we see our country, what we think the priorities are, and I think that we're going to have a big debate about it in this presidential campaign.
Thank you very much for your time.
I know it's a debate that you're welcoming with all the candidates, Tim. So what's different with her plan now as opposed to what she proposed back in the 90s?
Well, first of all, the way she's doing it, back in the 90s, they were met behind closed doors in the White House. They didn't consult Congress. It was a strategic mistake. And they were very rigid in their plan. They had a very detailed bureaucratic plan that was difficult for people to understand. Now she uses the word choice all the time. She basically says, if you like what you got, keep it. But if you don't, we're going to offer you some public alternatives like a Medicare-like plan or a federal employee-like plan. And so she's offering a wide range of options, and I think that's going to be the key to whatever success she has. She certainly knows health care better, I think, than any other candidate. She's learned by hard experience, and she studies it. I'm very impressed with her knowledge base.
Well, thanks for bringing it to it. We appreciate that, Tim.